Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode here in Australia. Today we've got a little bit of an interesting one. I'm not 100% sure how it's gonna go. You probably know by the title how it's went, but first things first, we get out on the water in the rain to get some work done. And we've made it up to the turning point for this morning, slightly shorter, around 7-ish K up here, and then paddle back for me, but for big dog Jacko, we've got some pieces to do. He managed to do his 5K yesterday, solid effort, and for me today, I've got a 5K to do. So that's a little bit why I'll just be paddling back and not doing the pieces. So a nice relaxing one back in. The stream will be taking us most of the way there. Then we get off the water, fuel up, because remember food is fuel, and get ready for a lovely 5K, which should be interesting. Enjoyable, shorter paddle. Good to get out there, and it's feeling a little bit more in control, but I'm not sure if that's just because the water's been a little bit more forgiving over the last couple of days. But it'll be interesting now that I've been doing a lot more water work. We'll see how the 5K goes, because rowing may be a rowing sport, but then erging is an erging sport. But obviously you're still working the cardio very well on the water, so it'll be interesting to see how we transfer over to the 5K. And we've got big dog Jacko finishing off his pieces. How were they?
Yeah, good fun. No, it's lonely. It was lonely without you, Cam.
But now we wash the boats, we have some time to relax, and then after the 5K,
food is fuel.
we get some. Before the 5K, we get some food, because remember food is fuel.
Get some food in here!
And then we're getting a pair this evening as well. Starting off the fueling up today with a mango smoothie and a lovely breakfast wrap. And we've made it to kitchen time with Cam again. Pre 5 kilometers, post fueling up. Pre fueling up again. Always find fueling up for a rowing machine test stressful, because even though I've done it so many times, it can be one of those things where it's quite easy to get wrong, and then it's not so much bad itself for the test, it's more post-test where it gets pretty uncomfortable and not very pleasant. But been doing it enough where I know what my body can handle, so I'm going to head into the cupboard and get, for now, some cereal, because I'm quite liking the cereal at the moment, and also just making sure, especially in the heat, that I'm hydrated. So I've got some energy fuel. I think it's like a Powerade mix in this one, and just an SIS Hydro in this one for more hydration. So this one is more I'm going to eat or drink even after this fueling up session, and this one's for during. And as well, I've made these before, so it's yamsquad food is fuel shakers. I actually forgot I had them. I have a few still left from when I made them, so let me know in the comments below if you would like one. That doesn't help. They're metal and pretty good, I would say. Have a little bit of a shaker in it. But anyway, fueling up, and good news, I don't have to look forever to find the bowls. I actually know where the bowls are now, and it's quite funny. If you look back to the video that I made when I got cereal last time, it was in the one cupboard that I didn't look. So just now, going to have some cereal, going to have probably some other carbs of some sort, especially with the 5K. I'm going to be eating just under 3 hours before, sort of a bigger meal, and then going to be so this energy drink is around 250, 300 calories, I believe. So that helps closer to easily digestible foods, and obviously things like bananas too. But for me, this 5K test isn't a sort of be all and end all, or have to be really on top of it. This is just an opportunity to do 5 kilometers on the rowing machine. So last time I did one was before Christmas. It was actually a really positive score, a 1552. See if I can find an erg screen. Rated a bit higher, kept the strokes quite a bit lighter, and it felt relatively in control. And then just at the end, just a classic 5K of, this is hurting quite a lot, but it's not, I'm going to make it to the end. So that was good. And the score itself was under the cutoff, but unfortunately, so you have to do a 5K for British Rowing February trials, and it has to be, for me, a senior heavyweight man, it has to be sub 16 minutes, or yeah, under 60 minutes, and I was able to do that no problem before January, but unfortunately, they want one done after the 1st of January. So, I need to do another one, and the way I sort of scheduled this trip was, okay, I can do the 5K after I leave, but then thinking about the actual schedule and the way the jet lag affected me on the way here, it's going to take me a good while to get over that. It is a long trip back, so I don't just want to think to myself, okay, I've got basically between coming back from Australia and the submission date is maybe 6 days or so I don't want to put pressure on myself to be like, okay, I have to go do a 5K. So if I do one now, and fortunately the guys and girls at the club I'm training with are going to do one, so I have people to do one with, and I have another week where if I don't do so well on today's one, I have another opportunity before I leave to do one, and I think we're all good sort of time-wise to be able to do one. And then in an emergency, I should be able to do a third one if really necessary when I get back home, but that shouldn't be super necessary. So interesting things to think about, things that I generally don't really share with the episodes with YouTube. It's just sort of, okay, doing a 5K, or maybe you might see, I think last year I did 3 or 4, and I just posted them all, not really describing what goes on in the back end, and then this time I'm sharing it with you all. So let me know in the comments if it's just too much information, you'd rather just see the 5K happening, or if you prefer to know specifically the thoughts behind it. I know the technique chats I've been having are being appreciated by some, but also not appreciated by others. So, got my hydration, got my first part of the fueling up snack. Then, yeah, for the next couple of hours, it's just a case of relaxing, put my feet up, making sure I do have fuel in the system for the 5K, and then I'll see you at the club. And we're back at the boathouse. Going to get the AC on for the 5K on the rowing machine test. Interestingly, a little bit nervous, but I think that's just a little bit of the feeling of, oh, I've not done many ergs, but like I said, there's plenty of opportunities to do another one if this doesn't go well. So this is just a test piece and just kind of letting it happen how it will happen. So getting on the machine, warming up. I'll see you after. And we've finished off with the 5,000 meter rowing machine test today. Pretty frustrating one for me. For those of you that have followed the channel for a while, you'll know that my 5K journey has been pretty... And just, I was feeling relatively positive and just didn't quite, that last 1800 just started to fall apart. So it was just a case of, yeah, overall a frustrating piece. But that is it done. And we deal with the cards we are dealt. Looking back, assessing and doing different things, I can see a couple of things I can change. One being it was very hot in there today, not just because it's hot outside, but just it was very hot inside. Even the people that are used to temperatures here said it was hot. So there's that. So next time, making sure it is cooler if I can. And on a positive note, there will and can be a next time, because like I said earlier, I did one today so that if it went well, that's it done. And if it didn't go so well, I do have other opportunities. It's just the whole point of the time is running out, as I have to basically do one before I leave here. So I've got less than 2 weeks now, but I do have racing coming up this weekend. So it's a matter of kind of figuring out how it works and trying to get good training in as well. Which, today's piece was very good training. It's just unfortunate that the time itself wasn't what I wanted to be, to kind of take the pressure off my shoulders a little bit and just say, okay, done the time, tick the box and off we go. I need to tick the box later on, maybe next week. So that's a future Yam Squad to look forward to. But right now, we have to go find Big Dog Jacko and get in the pair for a little cool down row for racing this weekend, where I'll be rowing the pair with Big Dog Jacko, the double with Big Dog Jacko, the quad with Big Dog Jacko, and I will also be in the 8 in the single, which I'm looking forward to. So a big weekend of 2K racing, then probably a little bit of rest, and then a 5K rowing machine test. So let's go find Big Dog Jacko and get in the pair. And it's an interesting one because we're going from 2 oars to 1 oar, and it's been a while. I don't know, last time I was in the pair or a sweet boat would be
1974.
well, yes, maybe that long for you, Marcus, but for me 2021. 2021? I think, maybe the Yam Squad can knows.
Yeah. Here we are.
In the pair. Right, yeah. I can already tell it's almost, even though it's a pair, it feels less unstable, which should probably be not the right thing to say.
Yours.
Where's my... Feel like this.
Oh, where's your other arm? What's going on? Good little paddle there in the not double, the pair with a big dog Jacko. And it's funny to me. Oh, it's not shallow enough. It's funny to me that I've not been in the pair for ages. Again, I'm not 100% sure when, but it almost feels like when you get out in the single for a few weeks, you get back in and it's very unsure, whereas getting in the pair, for me anyway, it feels quite comfortable. And it's probably, well, I'm not sure if that's just because a pair thing or just because I've spent 10 years sweeping. So either way, good fun in the double with big dog Jacko, and I'm excited to be able to race this weekend at Queensland State Champs.
Let's do it.
In the pair, the double, single, quad and 8. Oh yeah. But now, as always, after any session, it's time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. And then have a little bit of a think as well about the 5K and what may or may not have happened. Could have just been one of those days where it's like, well, we're gonna just have a good training session, but not so much a good time. And as always, if you enjoyed the episode, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.